Welcome to this edition of Safety First. I'm your host, Tim Kelly, and today we're talking about a very unique opportunity for citizens in the city of Suffolk, and that is the Suffolk Police Department Senior Citizens Academy, which will be starting in just a little while. But again, this is the time we talk about what's going to be going on with the Academy, as well as how you can get registered for that. And to talk about the topic today, we have two great guests. We have Master Police Officer Chris Butler and Sergeant James Sobers. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, so this is the second year of the Senior Citizen Police Academy, or Senior Citizen Academy, I should say. Talk about what the philosophy is. What's the reason to do the Academy in the first place?
It creates an opportunity for the citizens of the city of Suffolk to interact with the police department and gain a better understanding of what we as a department do to ensure their safety and security, and also what they can do to assist us by keeping themselves safe and aware of certain scams and crimes that are specifically targeted to some of the elderly citizens of our city.
And of course, it's a great chance you talked about to interact with. It's a positive interaction, certainly.
Yes.
And the fact that, I mean, this is an opportunity for them to ask questions, y'all to give a lot of great information. It's real, again, interactive. And the fact is they're hearing it straight off, and they really get to find out more about the police department than they probably thought they would learn through the things that y'all show them about what opportunities and equipment and everything that you have. But also it's the information about those situations that you talked about where, unfortunately somebody tries to prey on a member of the senior population, and this gets them to be a little more aware of their surroundings, be it, whether you're getting a phone call, you get that email, you're in a parking lot, whatever the situations are, so they can be better safe. And the biggest thing is spread that information to their friends and relatives too. So, because again, it's great information for all. Again, we said this is the second annual one. Let's talk about what happened last year, how last year's Academy went. I believe 39 people graduated.
Correct.
Just your remembrances of how everything went last year and sort of some of the lessons learned to bring into this year to make it even better.
It was just a fantastic time. It was such fun interacting with the citizens, and I think we learned just as much from them as they learned from us. But to allow them to experience what it is to be a police officer in the city of Suffolk, and for them to leave knowing what our men and women do every day in the uniform, and how they are really out there doing the best they can for the city of Suffolk, and hearing them tell us that, hey, we understand now, we get the picture, we understand why you do these things, and then again go forth into the community and pass that word on. It was just a lot of fun. So, and that's why we're going to continue to do this. Great program.
And of course, the good thing is, I think you touched on, is the fact that if there are any preconceived notions about how the police department operates, or how this division happens, or what happens during this situation or that situation, it's a good chance to just to direct that topic straight on and say, this is why we do what we do, this is how we do what we do. Plus, I guess you get a chance to get great feedback that can be incorporated if it's an idea or something gets brought to a program to enhance something along the way. But again, it's just that really hands-on approach, I think, that y'all are taking with this academy to get this out there to the citizens of the city of Suffolk. So what's going to happen this year? What are some of the topics and things you're going to be highlighting throughout the academy, which I believe run 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
Okay.
We added a week.
Right. Okay.
One of the major concerns was we didn't have a lot of time to do certain topics, so we added that extra day so we could squeeze in more time.
Sure.
We're going to be covering pretty much the same course that we did last year. It's all lecture, but there are demonstrations and there are some tours that they're going to go in. But you're looking at everything from what it is to be a police officer, the history of policing in Suffolk. You're going to learn crime prevention tips. You're going to learn about investigative division and what they do, crime scene investigation, which is always just a great topic. Everyone loves CSI. They see it on TV. They'll learn what the truth is behind it versus what they see on TV. And hopefully this year we plan to have some interactive. So there'll be a little crime scene set up that they'll get to handle and collect clues, which is always fun. We do that with our youth, and now we're going to do it with this academy. We're going to have our internal affairs people speak on how to give a complaint. So if they feel like our officers aren't doing their job, they'll know how to file a complaint and get service the correct way.
Right.
But yeah, and we're also going to highlight all the abilities and equipment we have.
Right.
Over the years, the city has grown. We've weathered certain disasters like the tornado and the hurricanes, and we did more with less, but now we're starting to get the resources in to help expedite a recovery in situations like that, and they're going to see this stuff.
And I think one of the best resources that the police department has are the men and women, that work there and do the job every day. And what does it mean to have that type of interaction between the officers and the community and vice versa? Because you get to meet people. It's not police officer, it's not citizen, it's Bob or Sue or whatever, as the case would be.
Too often when 99% of the time when someone meets a police officer, it's not at a good time. You don't call the police because you want to say, hey, come on over for dinner.
Sure.
It's an emergency. It's usually the worst part of their day, or they're being stopped for something, an infraction. This again provides an opportunity for the community to come together with the police department and have that good interaction and see us on a level that they don't normally see.
I guess it's kind of a look behind the badge, so to speak.
Correct.
But I know you're talking about kind of procedures and policies and showing equipment, and like you talked about some demonstrations and some things going on. But again, it still comes down to people. And
Yep.
I think that's one thing that I always think about when I think of the folks that I work with here with the city, that with the police department or fire department or any office. It's human beings, that are interacting with people, trying to do their job and make the city the best it can be. And I think we're all working toward that goal, certainly. And having the citizens and staff and everybody on the same page just makes it a really good opportunity for everyone, really.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a job.
Yep.
And we have a vast amount of good men and women that are out there working hard to do a good job. And this is what we want the citizens to realize. This is what we do. This is how we do it, and we're doing it as best as we can. I can't tell you what another city or jurisdiction is doing, but I can show you what your officers have to offer you. And again, learning from that and finally getting to ask the question, why do you do that? And getting a valid answer from a police officer, it just helps make that bridge of communication between the citizens and the police department.
Indeed. Well, of course, we're telling you about this great opportunity. Now how can I sign up for this? I guess, how can you sign up for this? Registration's underway now, right?
It's starting today. We've got applications that'll be at both libraries. It'll be at the rec centers. There'll be some here at the municipal building. We're going to be distributing packets throughout the community through different sources. But you can also go online, City of Suffolk website or the Suffolk Police Department website, and download the application. And it is a first-come, first-served basis, so I encourage anybody who wishes to attend to get that in for the background check. And then, like I said, we'll get it in and we'll get an invite letter to them as soon as possible. And once the class fills up, then, we'll look at next year.
Understand. And of course, you talked about background checks, so let's talk about the application. There is no charge, by the way, for the academy.
Free academy,
So
free
we
academy.
get that out there, so it's a great
Waste your time.
steal, right there. But there is a background check that's part of it, but that's part of the application process, correct?
It is. We want to make sure that the citizens we're bringing in are good citizens. And, there's no issues. They're not, ulterior motives for coming to an academy. So,
right.
because they will see some stuff that we don't always show everybody.
I understand.
And that's the benefit to them. So we want to do that background check. It's an in-house background check. It doesn't go beyond us.
Right, I got it. And so again, the registration kicking off, as you said, today. We'll go through really, I guess, until you get closer to the start of which it actually starts on May 4th?
May 4th, that's
Okay,
correct.
okay.
It's going to run May 4th, Wednesdays from 9 to 12 each Wednesday until June 22nd.
Okay.
So 8-week program on those Wednesdays, yes.
And where will y'all be meeting? Where will everything kind of be headquartered, so to speak?
At the police headquarters.
Over there
in
on
our
Henry.
training room.
Okay,
yes.
got it. Okay, so that's where they'll show up. Again, you said 9 to 11?
I'm sorry, 9 to 12.
9 to 12, 9 to 12, okay, for 8
3-hour
weeks.
class.
Got it, okay.
Got to count in those breaks.
Very good, very good. And then is there sort of like a graduation ceremony, a little ceremony at the end to kind of say thank you for participating? And
There is. We had a very large turnout, and the attendees had their family come, just like it was a normal graduation. We did it in the city council chambers.
Very good.
And it was a blast. It was great. It was wonderful.
Well, now I want to leave everyone with just a couple parting thoughts from both of you as far as why. Why would someone be interested? We talked about it, but just your kind of own sales pitch, so to speak, for both of you, as far as if someone's considering signing up for the Senior Citizen Academy, what's that reason to go ahead and make that phone call, fill out that application, make it happen? I'll offer it up to both of you if you just want to give some input.
Again, it's an opportunity to come in and kind of see what's on the inside of that black box, to meet a police officer on an even field and basically come in, ask questions, and satisfy that curiosity that you may have that you may not have another way to satisfy.
Got it. Good.
And I'll add to it, we're going to have structured classes, and we're going to teach specific topics. Right. And of course, people will have questions, and they'll gain some insight from those classes. But there's always those people out there that have watched officers perform or do something and wondered why. And why do they have to do that? Why can't they do it this way? And this is their opportunity. They'll be in a classroom. They raise their hand and say, why do you do that? And we're obligated. We're going to tell you why we do it. We're going to offer to you the best explanation we can so that you are comfortable with the answer and go, I get it. I get it. I understand now. Right. And that's our goal. Sure. We want them to understand what this job is about.
And if someone was watching this program or wants to get more information about the Academy, is there a number they can call? I know there's one on the application, but just...
The number to call is 514-7986, or the non-emergency number, and you can get transferred to my office, Master Police Officer Chris Butler, and the non-emergency number is 923-2350.
Awesome. Okay, well, Sergeant Sobers, Officer Butler, thank you both for being with us today to talk about the second annual Suffolk Police Department Senior Citizen Academy. Registration, as we said, underway now. Everything gets started on May 4th, but you want to get in as soon as possible so you can get your application in, get approved, and go ahead and sign up for this great opportunity here in the city of Suffolk to learn more about your police department. That would do it for this edition of Safety First. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. We'll see you next time.